Doom Eternal is a FPS masterpiece. This game is so perfectly designed to put you in the shoes of the Slayer, or the boots, more accurately, and it is just really a exhibition of how to make a good FPS game. The fantastic environments, the super engaging glory kills, and fast-paced violence really makes it an effective exhibition in how to make an FPS masterpiece. Today we're going to delve into why it's so effective and what attributes of the game make it so fucking cool. Doom Eternal has a perfect gameplay loop. Doom Eternal is so expertly crafted by the GOAT Hugo Martin to put you in the shoes of the Slayer and really make you feel the violence and the pace and the just full engagement in the game. When speaking on Doom Eternal's gameplay style and how they put you in this, Doom Eternal's game director, Hugo Martin, had this to say.
You know, the fun zone is managing resources, it's doing all these different things, it's thinking constantly, it's using the right tool for the job, it's diving into progression. You know, it's what you'll see, shooting weak points of enemies, all these different things. And when they don't play that way, we kill them.
This sort of approach to game design is really effective in the case of Doom Eternal because it forces you into a certain gameplay style and it forces you to play like the Slayer. And by doing so, it makes this super fun and engaging gameplay experience where it rewards aggression. It rewards you playing like the Slayer. And it really, once you get into that flow, you really feel, the quote-unquote fun zone. And yeah, just there's nothing that quite hits the same as that feeling when you get in the flow as the Slayer and you're just like jumping between enemies. You're making your own little fun like action movie with these different glory kills. And something that is also really well designed is the cooldowns in that game. The cooldowns are very expertly crafted to make sure that you're getting on the front line. You're using your chainsaw to get ammunition, you're glory killing to get health back, you're using your fire little arm dude and your grenades and your ice bombs to hit cooldowns and keeping you playing at the right tempo and level of aggression that they want you to. If you're hyper aggressive, that takes more skill, but it is possible. And if you're hiding in a corner waiting for things to happen, you can't do that. They'll kill you. So you have to be aggressive. You have to play like the Slayer, and because it rewards that sort of gameplay, it creates that vibe and it forces you into that gameplay style, which makes it a much more thrilling and engaging game to play. The cooldowns in the game are perfectly timed to make sure that you push when you need to, and you've always got something sitting around if you need to grab that extra ammo. And every now and then you'll be put in a dire situation where, it's make or break. You either jump over to this dude and hit this glory kill for more health, or you die. And it really incentivizes and forces you to play the game how they want you to, which sounds really boring. It sounds like something that wouldn't work. Like they're forcing you to play the game in a certain style, and that sounds bad. But when you get used to it, when you really start playing the game properly, you really feel that expert game design come in. You start to feel like you are the Slayer. You get to feel the aggression when the music's coming in and backing you, and you're punching these demons, and maybe you get a power up and you start just ripping them in half. Then you go back to your guns and you lock on missile and absolutely destroy a demon. It feels super engaging, and it's just engaging to no other level that I've played in terms of FPS games. Most FPS games are really straightforward. You can hide in a corner to heal, you can get ammo fairly regularly, but Doom Eternal forces you to do things, forces you to get engaged with the game if you want to keep playing. If you want to not die, you have to play the game the way you want them to, and the way they want you to is perfect aggression, the mindset of the Slayer, and it makes the game so fucking engaging. It's absolutely awesome, and it's such a masterclass in game design. Hugo Martin is a genius, and I'm really excited for what's happening with Doom: The Dark Ages. The glory kills in Doom Eternal is another aspect of the game that really puts you in the hot seat. When you've got this perfect flow going on, and you see a really big demon waiting to be glory killed, it's like, oh, that feeling, man, oof, nothing like it. It's absolutely fantastic, and just the animations are so customized. The fact that when you kill a demon from a different angle, you get a different glory kill. It makes sure that the glory kills don't get repetitive, even though they kind of do the more you play the game. They don't get as repetitive because there's different types of glory kills. I think there's like 5 or 6 for every different demon. There's left, right, backwards and forwards, and then down. And it makes it so much more engaging and kind of makes it, as Hugo Martin said before, it makes it somewhat of, your own action movie. You don't have to play the game a certain style. If you want a different glory kill, you can come at the demon from behind. You can kind of choreograph your own little action sequence. And again, it just makes that game so much more engaging than other FPS games that have been made before. And I think The glory kill system is something that I wish more games will adapt. Also, on the topic of glory kills, the fact that the demons in this game progressively, somewhat degenerate, like their health, like the more you hit them, the more they look like messed up, and the more chips of, the more they're bleeding, the more little skin that come off them, you can see bones and stuff, and it's super, super gory. But a fantastic feature of this is visually, for game design purposes, it makes sure that you know, just from a glance, how low on health that demon is. You know roughly how far away from dying they are, so you can kind of prioritize in your mind these split-second decisions of, well, this demon's full health, but this demon's kind of low, and this demon is a priority because he's a more dangerous demon for me. So maybe I'll just finish this guy off quickly and then jump over to that dude. It makes it so that you can very visually look at everything at a glance and make really split-second decisions on how you're going to play the game. And it makes sure that, again, it forces you into that aggression, but it's not punishing you in a stupid way, because you kind of have all the information at your fingertips. It'd be really frustrating if you didn't know how low these demons were and you were just jumping around kind of shooting, waiting for them to die. So it's really cool that they have that. They have character models that progressively degenerate as you're fighting them. I think it's a really fantastic feature, and I hope more games adopt it in the future. I would be so remiss not to comment on the fantastic soundtrack and music made for Doom Eternal. This game has a handcrafted soundtrack by Mick Gordon that is all absolute heavy metal, industrial metal bangers. Every single song in the soundtrack slaps so hard. At Doom's Gate, BFG Division, Rust, Dust, and Guts. Like, it's so aggressive and fun, and just hits you in the face. The tempo, the rise and the fall of the soundtracks you can pace your gameplay to the crescendo of the music. You know what I mean? Like, when the guitar's building up, when the guitar's building up in the background, and then you just start absolutely going ballistic on these demons. It's so fucking cool. It makes it feel like there's an active soundtrack that's updating with every single kill, because it's so developed to keep with the tempo of the game, which is a fantastic music design on the behalf of Mick Gordon and his team. It's absolutely awesome. Every single song from this album and the soundtrack is just absolutely fucking fantastic, and it complements the game perfectly. It helps so much with the aggressive playstyle. If you love heavy metal, you'll love the music. If you're not that much into metal, you can turn the music down or you can keep it in, and it complements the game anyway, because if you're playing Doom Eternal, you're kind of supposed to be in that aggressive, let's fuck 'em up mindset, it just so beautifully complements the game, and it's fantastic how they were able to put so much thought into the soundtrack. They clearly put a lot of thought and time and effort into recording the soundtrack and making it perfect. And Mick Gordon is just a genius. I play bass and I play some guitar just for fun, but I could never ever make anything as cool as what Mick Gordon is able to make. He's such a fantastic musician, and that soundtrack really speaks to his skills as a musician, because I listened to it outside of the game. Before I even played Doom Eternal, on release day, I started listening to all of the songs, and just that soundtrack is, it's in my library on Spotify. I listen to it fairly regularly just while studying and stuff, because it's all instrumental. And it's just such a fantastic album. It's such a work of art, and it complements the game so beautifully. It really adds to the game. It doesn't, sometimes soundtracks in a game, they can feel like something that's kind of added there that's somewhat auxiliary to the actual game. But when you play Doom Eternal, the soundtrack complements the game. It's an addition to the game, not just something that's there, or doesn't detract from the gameplay in any way. And it's absolutely fantastic, and there's just no good reason to turn the music off in Doom. I think it's absolutely fantastic how they designed that soundtrack, and I think it's just it's extraordinary how much work they put into it and how beautifully it fits with the game. In the same vein as music in this game, there was a really interesting project that they worked on while making this game. In a lot of environments that are more nightly, in the Sentinel areas in the game, where it's all castles and almost sci-fi knights and castle area, they got a choir together of death metal and heavy metal vocalists to do awesome choir work to make these fantastic low growls of, so cool. It's absolutely fantastic what they were able to pull off with that. I don't know if it's ever been done before, but a choir of heavy metal vocalists just sounds fantastic. If you like metal, it's an absolute treat to the ears to listen to. It's so cool that they were able to pull that together for this game. Heavy metal music is more accepted nowadays. It's not as commonplace in media anymore, and you don't really see heavy metal music outside of titles that are specifically geared towards metalhead fans, especially in movies. You don't really see metal in movies unless the movie itself features a character or is structured around metal itself, especially not death metal or anything that's like hardcore subgenres of metal. So it's fantastic to see that level of creative expression and support given in Doom. Even in the video game industry, metal is fairly common, but not to this level. And I think it's so cool how much they tailored metal into this game. They really put it in as part of the game and part of the philosophy of game design. And Doom would just not be the same without the soundtrack. Matt Gordon is a genius, and I really, really love that they put so much into the game. Unfortunately, I think they didn't really compensate Matt Gordon very well, or there was some issue or debate that made him not come back and do more music for the game. So hopefully they've fixed that for Doom The Dark Ages, because I would really love to see him come back and work with id Software again, because his music just complements Doom perfectly, and it would not be the same without Mick Gordon. One of the greatest attributes of Doom, in my opinion, and one of the things that really, really immerses you in the environments, is the fact that they put together such fantastic, large-scale visual spaces for this game. In every single level, there's almost at least one giant vista that shows you the scale of the environment you're in. That'll show you the scale of the desolation of hell on Earth. It'll show you the scale of the factories of hell and all the soul harvesting areas and everything like that. It really, really immerses you in the gameplay, and I can tell there was just so much work put in to making these environments real. In every level of Doom, and like on every level of game design, there's fantastic thought put into everything. You can tell they had a lot of creativity and fun behind what they were doing. But particularly in the game design, did they put a lot of effort into making the game immersive. That cool demon that's like hung up in hell and is like crying lava out of his eyes. So sick. That was on Necrovol, I believe. There's just so many environments, and you know, the Titans walking around on the first level you have in the game. There's these fucking huge Titans walking around hell, and the Atlas mechs and everything that fought against the Titans on Earth. Just absolutely fantastic, stellar immersion in this game. I'm a huge fan of scale in video games and scale in media in general. You know, I love Godzilla and Transformers and all that sort of stuff, but the scale and audio design, particularly in Doom, is so fantastically well done. You get such a first-person view of the hell that you're fighting against. And I think the scale is really, really important in a game like Doom, because, you know, if you think about the feelings and mythos that is supposed to be evoked while playing as the Slayer, you know, there's the whole stranger in a strange land thing. You know, the Slayer's got some level, or the Slayer is a character by the attribute of it being a reboot, you know, inherently, there's a bit of a stranger in a strange land thing going on with the Slayer. But most importantly, when you're playing as the Slayer, you're supposed to feel like a one-man army. Like the one man who's able to stop all of these demons, all the armies of hell, and nothing makes you feel quite as badass as showing you the scale of the invasion and then letting you know that you can defeat it, and eventually you do. You kill the icon of hell, the icon of sin, and you do all of these fantastically huge missions, and it just really makes you feel like a man against the world, one-man army sort of thing. And that's just so badass, and you need that badass vibe if you're going to be making a Doom game, you know what I mean? It's fucking fantastic, the scale they put in this game. The gore and horror that they put in Doom is fantastic. It's really well designed, firstly, because it never feels like too much. Yeah, it's horrific, and when you really pay attention to it, it's quite terrible and scary and all that sort of stuff. But also, like, a lot of the gore kills are kind of cartoony. The way that you like punch demons. There's one where you just straight up kick a demon and he goes flying and spinning backwards. Like, that's so funny and so comical, and there's a sense of comedy to it almost, which I think really brings a lighthearted touch to it and stops it from being too dark of a game, because, you know, you are killing demons and everything, and, you know, all of that is like gory and messed up, but you also want to keep some sense of lighthearted comedy to it as well. But the gore, especially in the hell levels, I would like to outline that the gore and all the maps, the bodies like absolutely piled and almost overflowing out of these cages as they go to the soul extractor machine. It really shows the scale and the horror and what you're fighting against. You know, it gives you a very tangible emotional connection to the environment you're in and what you're fighting. You know, it makes you, feel such a great sense of remorse for the humans that have died on Earth and now what they're going through in hell. And it really puts you in the shoes of the Slayer. I think that's one of the most fantastic things about Doom, is that it's so extremely immersive. It really makes you feel like you are the Slayer, and it really makes you feel like you're fighting against the denizens of hell and everything. And the gore and horror that they included in the environments is absolutely a fantastic touch, and I'm really, really, really impressed by what they were able to achieve in this game. And all of these environments wouldn't be as fundamentally good without the fantastic graphic quality and art design in this game. You can tell that the absolute creativity and hard work bleeds through on screen, which I'm so glad it does, because you can tell they put a lot of effort into making this game good. They made an absolutely fantastic game. Hugo Martin has so much honor and respect for the original game, while also creating something that is modernized and beautiful and really visually stunning that new fans and old fans can enjoy alike. Hugo Martin and his team have such a tremendous respect for the original source material. When speaking on the creation of the modern Doom games, he had this to say.
We do not want to be responsible for messing up someone's childhood. I mean, these guys are like telling you their life's work is inspired by this game. We're not trying to fuck that up,
The sort of effort they put into honoring the original source material is one of the things that makes Doom so great. They have so much respect for the original source material, unlike so many other media nowadays that just completely disrespects the original source material on the full benefit and idea of making a remake and making a few bucks out of it. Doom Eternal has so much honor and respect for their source material and their forefathers and the original team at id Software, who also pioneered FPS shooters, with Doom being one of the first FPS shooters in the genre to pull off a 3D FPS game, which is absolutely fantastic. Again, the amount of honor and respect they have for the legacy that they're carrying is really, really cool. They understand their mission, they understand what they're here to do, and they understand what place they serve in the gaming community. Doom Eternal and id Software has always been good at making stellar 3D games that push the industry, that do creative, unique things that make games that are for everyone to enjoy and really put you in the front seat of action. And I think all of these attributes combine in such a fantastic and beautiful way to make Doom, and id Software's genius makes Doom such a fantastic masterpiece of FPS gaming. In conclusion, I think Doom is a cinematic masterpiece. I think it is an FPS masterpiece. I think it's absolutely beautiful on every level. I think the game design is so intentional and fantastic. I think Hugo Martin and his team at id Software are geniuses. I think they do games better than every other FPS studio currently on the market. And I'm super excited to see what they do with Doom the Dark Ages, which I cannot wait to play. I'm buying that on release day. I can't wait to dive into that game and see all the awesome things they're bringing onto the table this time. I'm so excited for the future of id Software. I'm so excited to see what they do more with Doom, and I have so much respect and love for this game. I have so many good memories with it, and I really hope that if you haven't played the game already, go play it. If you have played the game already, go play it. It's a fantastic game, and I just really needed to kind of speak on it because I just have so much passion for the game, and I've spent hours in this game. I've probably spent over like 500 hours playing this game. I've beaten it on Ultra Nightmare and everything. Like, it's just such a fantastic game. So, yeah, that was the video talking about Doom Eternal. I think Doom Eternal is a fantastic game, and I really do urge everyone to go out and play it if you haven't already, or if you have, go play it. I've said that twice now, go play it. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic game. I'm so excited to see what Doom does next, and I think that's all my thoughts on Doom as a game. I'm definitely down to make a bigger video on Doom, or even a retrospective if anyone wants that. So if you really want a Doom retrospective, it would be like 3 hours long, but I could make that if someone wants me to. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe if you've gotten this far through the video. I'm trying to grow my channel and do more videos, bigger videos, have more budget and scale. So if you did enjoy this video, please do like and subscribe if you feel like it. Otherwise, there's no obligation to. But yeah, that's the video, and I hope you all have a lovely day. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.